Well, welcome, I'm Gavin Webber, and this is how to make coconut lime pie soap. First of all, we're going to be using 300 grams or 10.58 ounces of coconut oil. So we just add that to a 2 litre or half-gallon pot. I'm just weighing that out there. And then we're going to add 300 grams or 10.58 ounces of olive oil, and then 300 grams or 10.58 ounces of rice bran oil, and 100 grams or 3.53 ounces of sunflower oil. And then we're going to weigh out 380 grams or 13.4 ounces of non-chlorinated water. And we're going to be measuring out our caustic soda next. So make sure you're wearing rubber gloves when you're handling this. So I'm measuring out 140 grams of caustic soda. So we're using in this recipe 25 grams or 0.88 ounces of fragrance oil. In this instance, we're using coconut lime punch, which is a tropical delight to the senses. It's a lima mandarin top notes, coconut and milk notes on a base of vanilla and raspberry and light musk. It's a very nice scent for your soap. So I've just weighed that out. And that's all we need to weigh. And in a jug, just put 2 tablespoons of titanium dioxide. And to that, just take out 2 tablespoons of your water allowance and just mix that in with the titanium dioxide. Make sure it's thoroughly mixed and there's no lumps in it. So a good stir with a spoon. If there's any lumps, just crush them down. It's pretty powdery sort of stuff. There we go, nice and easy. Just put that to the side. Okay, we're ready to start mixing. So the first ingredient we're going to mix together is the caustic soda with the water. Now we always add the powder to the water, not the other way around. Otherwise it will cause a lye volcano and it will spit at you. Now this stuff needs to be done in a well ventilated area because it does create steam. It's a very hot chemical reaction. Now we stir until there are no crystals remaining, and you can see the steam coming off there. It actually heats up to 75 degrees Celsius all by itself. So make sure it's either outside or under a range hood. Now if you want to see how to handle lye safely, besides this video here with a full explanation, check out the how to care with lye video. You'll see a little information button pop up now. Okay, we're going to add our lye water now to our oils. Now we're going to stir those until they're well combined. So we don't need to heat the oils up or anything like that for this recipe. Pretty simple. Because the heat of the lye water, like I mentioned, was 75 degrees Celsius, which is about 170 Fahrenheit, is going to melt the coconut oil, which is still a solid. It's quite cool here at the moment. So we're going to stir that, and we're going to stir for quite a while. Usually takes between 3 and 4 minutes, so I've sped this part up. So you can see the coconut oil melting there. And all the other oils will be well combined by the time you're finished. There we go, nice and easy. So just put your spoon aside, and we're going to now stick blend this, and we're going to reach a light trace. And what I mean by a light trace, that you'll see the soap, the oil, it's actually known as soap batter now. You'll see it starts to thicken as you process it, and it comes to what's known as a light trace. When you lift the stick blender up, it leaves a mark on top. Now we're going to add in the fragrance oil now, and we're going to mix that into the soap batter. That actually thins it again, so you've got to stick blend it a fair bit now, only for a minute or so. So making sure that's thoroughly incorporated back into the soap batter. So there's no lines, it's all clear all the way through. There we go. Nice light trace. You can just see that there's drips on top of the surface of the soap batter. Might be bouncing that a little bit too hard there, but that's okay. So now we're going to split the mixture into half, because we're going to form layers in our soap. We're going to have the bottom half of the soap is going to be lime green, and the top half is going to be a nice, well, it's going to look like a cream colour. So I'm just saving that soap batter over in the bowl over there. There we go. Now we can colour the first part. So to make lime green, we're going to use cosmetic colours. So we're going to add in just a little bit of green there and some yellow. Now I'm going to use a hand whisk and just whisk that through there. And my lovely wife, Kim, the assistant, is squirting in yellow as it needs be. There we go, and maybe a little bit of green there. Anyway, that colour's come out just as she wanted it. And we wanted to make this into a scrub as well, so we're going to be adding in some poppy seeds just into this half of the bar. So there's a tablespoon of poppy seeds. So that's if you want to make it into a scrub. Now you can leave this part out if you want to, but we prefer to have a scrub in quite a few of our bars. Customers seem to like it. So we're going to pour that into our lined soap mould now. It's still quite runny, which is good, perfect for pouring. So just use a spatula to get it all out. I'm just going to level that off just by jiggling the soap mould a little bit. That levels out that layer. Now just put that aside. And we get the other half of the soap batter, and we're going to pour in the titanium dioxide mixture just on the top there. And just use the hand whisk just to incorporate that into the soap batter, and then we're going to have to use a stick blender. If you don't use a stick blender with titanium dioxide, you find you get what's known as glycerin rivers. It doesn't incorporate properly into the soap batter, so you have to use a stick blender to get it the same consistency all the way through. So I'm whisking a little bit more there just to thicken it up. Now leave it for 5 minutes and you'll find it'll harden up a little bit more, which is at the right consistency. Now you'll see here, this is after 5 minutes, and it's quite thick. It's like thickened cream now, whipped cream. whatever you do, don't eat it. So bring back the first part. Now this is quite firm as well now. So we should be able to just spoon on the whipped cream part of the soap batter onto the first layer without it sinking in. And we have waited the right amount of time and it's not sinking, which is perfect. So just spoon that on, making sure that you don't form any air bubbles underneath. So fill any gaps in. So just to help that, just push down with your spatula. There we go, filling in all the holes that I created. So level it off. If it is a little bit runny, then you can level it off by picking up and jiggling it, but I had to use the back of the spoon for this one because it was a bit thick. Now, it doesn't look very pretty on top, but I hand it over to my lovely assistant Kim, and she's going to now form the peaks on top so it looks like lemon meringue. So it looks like the meringue part of the pie. So with the back of the spoon, you're just creating peaks there. So you're just basically dabbing it into the surface and just lifting it up, and you get little peaks. Looks quite effective. Okay, once that's done, the final thing to do is to just spray now with isopropyl alcohol, and this prevents soda ash or a white powder from forming on the top during the period of curing. So give it a good spritz. Now I'm just covering it up because we're using cling wrap. I just put something over the top because after this you need to insulate it with old towels or whatever you got lying around for 24 hours so it cools down slowly before you cut them after 24 hours. So then just demold it. Now we're using a cutting box that I've made, and I'm using a crinkle cutter there, and I'm cutting them about 3 centimeters wide. There we go. Now the titanium dioxide does tend to drag through, so I should have wiped the blade in between each cut, or you can use a wire cutter and that doesn't tend to drag through. You can clean this up using isopropyl alcohol after about a week of drying, no problems at all, so that won't have those drag lines on them. So we cure the soap for 4 to 6 weeks before use, preferably on a wire baking rack. Helps it air dry, and it's just letting a lot of that moisture get out. So that's the soap before it's ready to cure. I think the peaks all turned out very well. So did the lime green with the poppy seeds in it. Looks lovely. I think it's a lovely soap. This will be ready for sale in about 6 weeks' time. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you want to pick up the supplies, pop over to littlegreenworkshops.com.au, and don't forget to check out some of our other videos. And if you like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get informed about other videos as we release them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.